I think we can all agree Need for Speed Unbound needs some damn updates. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I've not been enjoying the game, because I have. It seems to be very Marmite at this point, and there's a few reasons to why. There's not one sole issue with this game, but I do think updates is one that people are scared about. Who can blame people for worrying that the updates are just completely cancelled altogether, considering we had Need for Speed Heat? Most people don't understand that the studio was closed. They assumed updates just stopped. And now the reason those updates were stopped is also not updating their game very quickly. So of course we're going to dive in, talk about what I think the update is going to be, when I think the update is going to come out, when I know the update is going to come out, and a little bit more as to the current state of the game, because it's looking pretty dire from some angles, but pretty exciting on others. Now, first things first, I asked you guys on Twitter when you think the update is going to come out. Most people think it's going to be mid-March. Not by much, by like 0.4 of a vote. Most people think mid-March, second would be end of March, and then most people do not think it's going to come out early March, which I think is a very fair point. But I don't know if we even need to think about when the update is coming out, because we pretty much have confirmation as to when it's going to happen. Now, as far as I'm aware, this account posts as to when things are going to release, and the keys to the map for Need for Speed Unbound, March 21st on Xbox. Safe to assume that it's going to be the same everywhere else, but March 21st is supposedly when the first DLC is going to drop. It's not really DLC, you know what I'm saying. So if this is the case, it's pretty safe to assume around this time is when we're gonna start to see the actual update for the game. Little packs like this require the game to be prepared to receive them, so it wouldn't make sense to not have the update and have this. March 21st is also a Tuesday, which is generally when updates have dropped from Need for Speed Past. A lot of games update on a Tuesday. It just seems to be the press or release day, which then gives you the time throughout the week to check it and update it and fix it in case anything goes wrong, because something I don't want to scare you. But yes, Tuesday, that sounds right to me. Though I would not complain if we got it a week earlier. All well and good talking about when the update is coming, but what do we expect to see in the update? We had a little hint from an article a while ago, which that community manager has now been replaced. So now we have 2 community managers, which is definitely better than 1. And surely very soon they'll be gearing up, because in that article it said that March is when they're going to talk about the update. And now it seems clear that March is going to be, I know March is going to be the month they're aiming for the update. They cannot wait any longer. It's not possible. Forza gave us a full-on expansion by this point. Okay, I then asked you guys, what does the next Need for Speed Unbound update need? I say next. It should be first. We do not acknowledge that pathetic update that existed. And then we did a poll to see what people want based on what they said to me earlier. I've kind of condensed them into the most important sections for people. And this is pretty damn telling. Again, this is 2,000 people. I'm not saying this is everyone included, but it should give you a scale idea. That's how polls work. But most people want more events and higher payouts. And that is it. Priority over higher parties, over online cops, over a new car. People want higher payouts and more events over more cars. This is unheard of. Most of the time people assume they want new cars, but I think we've got to a point now where, yeah, new cars are cool, but we know that's not going to keep us long term. What we need is new events, new event types. Just adding some new types of speed lists or variations on it, so like SUV only or whatever, and increasing the payouts on those is going to allow me to buy the cars that are in the base game anyway. Because if you had a DLC car, I'm probably not going to be able to damn afford it. It takes so long to make money, especially once you hit max rank. That is the biggest issue, and that is incredibly telling. Of course, down in the comments, let me know your 2 cents. We've got a lot of information here from different people, different perspectives, but what is the most important thing to you that they add in this first proper update? But now what I'm going to do is say the bare minimum that has to happen, and if this doesn't happen, I'm not accepting this as an update. Online cops needs to happen. Update 1. I need to have cops chasing me like I can on single player this update. If that can't happen, this is still not a Need for Speed game. You can't tell me that cops are such a core element to a game and not have them in the damn multiplayer. It doesn't make sense. Heat did it, and I'll get into it a little bit later, but I do think overall splitting of single player and multiplayer has hurt this game more than helped. Money balancing definitely needs to happen, of course. We need 1 new car one returning car. I personally think we need a new car. It's been 3 months. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a convertible version of something. It needs to happen and need to give people that choice to get a new car. That's exciting. It will bring people back initially, but what will keep people is the car balancing, the more speed lists, and the increased party size. Those are like my demands. If this doesn't happen, we're gonna have problems, okay? That's ignoring long-term stuff I want to see like S++ or S2, like Forza, because it's needed. We need to push those Bugatti and Regueiras out of that class. We need private lobbies, custom private lobbies. Speed list needs splitting off completely. We need more free roam activities like burnout free burn challenges. We need weekly special speed lists that give us high amounts of money upon completion, no matter how you place. If you do dead last, you still participated, you should still get a big one for doing this weekly speed list. And it could be rotation of the same damn speed list you got in the game. Just put a variation spin on them. That's what every other game is doing. Or give us a special car for winning those speed lists, which we could then sell and get money. Like, where's my damn M3 without paying EA Play? It's disgusting. This has been brought up to me a lot. Is the PC Steam chart beneath the Speed Unbound. It's looking pretty dire. Of course, every game has its drop off, but this is obviously, it didn't start great. We had a 14,000 peak, which is not huge, it's fine. And we're down to literally 24-hour concurrence of about 1,000 players. Now, this is the least popular platform to play Need for Speed on. If you also consider Origin also exists, and for modding, most people would have gone for Origin. And PS5 and Xbox, obviously, are the biggest platforms for these games, mostly PlayStation, because there's no Forza. It's the only really big arcade racing game right now on PS5. But it's definitely pretty sad considering Need for Speed Heat has a higher, well, current playing than, and also 24-hour peak concurrent. Now, the thing about Need for Speed Heat is that it got its peak at 85,000 people. That's when it was on sale mega cheap back in October before Unbound came out. If you look at all time, it actually got a spike later on. Again, the game came out first on Origin, so that situation's a little bit different. Now, the reason I bring this up is, of course, in the balance of, are we actually going to get an update because is anyone actually still playing? Yes, very much so. My lobbies are always full. I've never had issues with that. Joining a speed list is a different issue completely, but the lobbies are always full, which in my opinion is kind of frustrating when I'm trying to do live streams. But this is on new consoles only, and that's the biggest issue here, I think. For example, I did a poll on YouTube, and 30% of my viewers, people that are watching actively and subscribed to my channel, so they do not yet have a PS5 or Xbox Series X or S. Of course, 47% do, some are sticking with PC, but that's still a large number. When you think 30% of people that are watching my channel don't have the next gen console, what's the wider scale look like? It's huge. We know it's been difficult to get a PS5, it's been difficult to get an Xbox, and only now people are able to do so. And usually the bulk up is in Christmases and things like that. There are reasons I bring this up, but essentially people are asking what's the point when 80% of player count is gone? Well, that's the case with any game. God of War, for example, it's now way down. We've got Forza Horizon 5. It's way down, even though sales do keep things afloat. We've got Call of Duty Modern Warfare, one of the biggest games, of course, has its decline. Games don't stay up forever. They're always going to decline or increase or change in players over time. Yes, it is. It's very interesting. So the reason I bring this up is overall important to the whole thing. It's not just me babbling and, oh, I've got to defend my corner because it's the game I play. The important question is, of course, are they going to support this game long term? We've never had support more than like, what, a year for Need for Speed. It kind of gets killed off towards the end. I think 2015 is probably the best example of consistent, good, regular updates. The adoption rate of the PS5 and Xbox has been slow, and it will continue to increase. If they can add things to this game to attract long-term things that keep people coming back and reintroducing people to the game, big updates that genuinely change the game, I really think they can bring this one back. And they're not wasting their resources because they can use these tools that they're building into the next game as well. Online is so important, and they really dropped the ball. I wouldn't really have an issue 20 years ago, but today that's a problem. Multiplayer is how most people stay within a game. Their friend groups, playing with others, finding others, racing others, whatever it is. That is the most important thing, and they dropped the ball hugely. But the thing is, they can come back from this. Lakeshore is listed as Lakeshore Online version 1 or volume 1. So I expect to see significant changes over time that could really shape this game into being one of the ultimate car playgrounds that you will buy for the next few years, considering when you get it, you want to play an arcade racing game, a cross-play with your friends, no matter the system. This could be it. I have huge hope for it, but will they do it, or will they cut us off again? They better not. Don't disappoint. Not again. But check out this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Smash like. Let me know your thoughts down below. And hopefully the update isn't too far away.